Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Avon Van Hassel. I'm an author, a blogger. I'm on YouTube now and I'm on all the new socials. We'll get into that in a second. I also have written 3 books. We have Magic Beans, Golden, and Siren Song, all available on Amazon for Kindle and paperback. If you're not new here, welcome back. It has been a long time. I'm a little bit rusty in front of the camera because it has been over a year, I think, since I recorded a video last. I touch on it a little bit in the blog post that I posted on the 1st, but basically a lot of things happened in 2023 that kind of really affected a lot of things in my personal life. In February, my best friend passed away, and that kind of sent me into a bit of a tailspin. I'm only just now starting to come out of like a deep depression about that. And then in May of 2023, I got a new job, which was taking up a lot of my attention, and I was trying to learn that and everything. And then so my way of doing things in the past was to take all of December and just dedicate it to social media. So I would do all of my blogs, I would do all of my Instagram and Facebook posts, just everything, just knock it out in December. However, my new job is in retail, so December is a very busy month and I spent a lot of time on my feet. Those of you who have worked in retail, you know the struggle of the Christmas push. So that's why I had like nothing at all of last year's, because I had nothing banked, I had nothing prepped, and so I had nothing to roll out, and I was still adjusting to my new schedule, so I wasn't able to post in real time, more or less, like I think most people do. But just because of the way that my brain and my energy work and all of that, it's kind of like, if you don't stay ahead, you'll stay behind. It's kind of how I operate, and if you fall behind, you stay behind, and eventually I quit. So that's where I've been, and that's why. Yeah, so welcome back to the channel. To come back around. I'm a little scattered today just because, like I said, it's been a minute. So please be patient and have faith in me. So what I normally do here on the channel is I talk about history, I talk about famous authors. Occasionally I'll talk about other books, and I like to give a lot of tips and tricks on things to try in your writing. My own writing right now, the 3 books that I showed you earlier, those are fairy tale retellings. Magic Beans, for those of you who are new to me and my work, is a retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk, told from the perspective of the man who sold Jack the magic beans in exchange for the old milk cow. Golden is the story of the magic golden harp that Jack found in the giant's treasure room. So it's who she is, how she got there, why she is what she is, and then what happens afterwards. And then Siren Song is a gender bend retelling of The Little Mermaid, where the mermaid is a prince named Ocala, and he finds himself embroiled in a conflict between his people and the humans of the island. So it's a little bit heavier than not the original Little Mermaid. My gosh, that was a heavy story, but a little bit heavier than the version we're all familiar with. So that's my books, that's who I am. But this is January 2025, new year, new beginnings. So I know it's very near the end of the month. By the time this gets out, it might actually be the end of the month. I hope it doesn't go into February. But I just kind of wanted to reintroduce myself to you guys. I wanted to get back in the swing of recording and editing and posting videos and not just blogs. I'm on all the socials now. I'm back on Tumblr. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm still on Facebook and Instagram just because at the moment I get most of my engagement on Instagram, but Facebook is where all of my photos from college are, so I need to figure out how to get all of those off first, and then I'm probably going to leave Facebook. I also today launched my Patreon, We have 3 tiers. We also have a free membership, obviously. We have 3 tiers. We have the Merry Misfits, which is the $1 a month tier. And that's for like, um, that one is for like thoughts and photos. It's for musings on my blog, so stuff that didn't make it into the actual post, like behind the scenes stuff or like a couple of little extras. Um, you get 1 chapter a month, a full chapter a month. Right now we're doing Magic Beans until we get done with her. And then I also sometimes have a little extra little video or a little extra blog thingy, sort of just like another little extra little flourish on the end of that one. Then we have the $5 tier, which is Adventurers. And that's actually where like the meat and potatoes of the memberships are. That one is going to have, you get to well, I'm going to explain the poll in a second. So they're going to be live stream events, particularly in the formerly NaNoWriMo months. So that's going to be April and July and November. We're going to do weekly live streams as well as, if there's something else significant that comes up, it's going to be in the $5 tier. You're going to get access to all of my behind the scenes stuff. So what it's like going on behind all the books and the videos and the, all my planning and all of that stuff. And then every month there are going to be 2 extras depending on the results of the polls. So at the $5 tier, you also get to vote on polls for what the extra goodies are going to be, or for whatever other questions I have for you guys during the year, or during the month rather. So the extras can be art, so actual drawings of mine, a recipe, a book review, a recommendations list, cutscenes that didn't make it into books, adoptables, so those are going to be like things you can plug into like D&D campaigns or into like your own work, and writing prompts. So every month you get 2 of those and you get to vote on them in the polls. And then the top tier is going to be $15 a month, and that's the Royals. And what that gives you is actually direct access to me personally. So that is going to include 1 live chat per month where we actually talk back and forth and not just like me streaming and you get to watch. It also, I also will take your writing questions, any questions you have about your writing, and we can sometimes workshop those during the live chats. But the actual, like, the cherry on top for this one is that you get access to my beta group. So you get to actually have a direct say in my published books. So, and it's a very small, close-knit core community. So that's a very cool little reward there. So I have all of that stuff planned out already. It's all prepped and ready to go. I just need to plug them in to the little scheduler thingy when everybody has voted on what things they want. But everything is ready to go. So we've got a full year of content. It has been a mad week for me, but we have a full year of content plugged in and ready to go. So I'm so excited for you guys to have a little exploration of that. If Patreon is not your bag, if you can't afford a subscription, or just it's not in your budget right now, I do also have a Ko-fi. I'm not super certain how to pronounce that, but it's kind of like Patreon in that you pay for exclusives, but it's not a recurring membership unless you want it to be. And I think the base donation for my page is $3. And for that, I will post 2 of my Patreon exclusives every month. So something from the $1 tier and something from the $5 tier every month. So there's a lot more on Patreon, but Ko-fi or Ko-fi is a more affordable option for a lot of people. It just doesn't have as many goodies, and it doesn't have the top tier goodies. So those are the 2 big plugs that I wanted to do. In addition to Patreon and Ko-fi, I also have my mailing list back up again, so you can expect about 1 email per month from me, unless, like I said, there's extra stuff going on. So if I have a month where there's more than 1 blog post or more than 1 video, or if I have special breaking news like a publication, that sort of thing, then you might get 1, maybe 2 extra emails from me, but it's not going to be weekly. It's not going to be daily. I'm not going to fill up your inbox, I promise. So what else I've been doing since I've been away? I've not been idle, I promise. I have been reading a ton. I read like 25 books this year, which I think is pretty close to a record for me because I am a slow reader. But I love me an audiobook because COVID destroyed my attention span. Not like having COVID, but like the whole COVID era that we lived in. It just, my like ability to focus is just gone. So I like audiobooks now because I can still listen to the story, but I can do stuff with my hands, so I don't go crazy. And also it kind of, when you're reading a physical book, your attention can wander, whereas with the audiobook it just keeps going in the background. So it doesn't slow down and wait for you. I've also been plotting. I have the plot outlines for the rest of the Beanseller Saga series plotted, ready to go. I just need to flesh it out. I am 2/3 through one of 3 plot lines for my 4th book. So that seems like not very much, but it is actually a pretty significant amount. So it's like 20%, I think. So I'm actually quite proud of that, to be honest with you. So we're chugging along. We are getting it going. And then I have obviously been doing all the social media planning and drafting and all of that. The main thing I discussed in my January post was my one word of the year, which is learn. And the major point that I was making with that video, well, that post, is that I have a lot of really strict structure in my life because she's a forgetful girl. Like I said, I have trouble focusing these days, and I have a lot on my plate. And my strategy in the past has always been to really strictly structure all of that and to like do time blocks and do micromanaging and all of that kind of stuff, which incidentally is a topic for a video and a blog post later on in the year. So keep an eye out for that if you struggle with time management. Like me running to the end of the sentence with not enough air. But I have found that particularly the way that my work schedule is, and also my family life, things have changed in the last few years, and also my various things. I have a lot of things going on. I have a lot of irons in the fire. And the way all of those work, they're not really conducive to a strict schedule. And so I've had to learn, my word is learn, had to learn to adjust and kind of roll with it. But that's like anathema to me. If I don't have a structure, nothing gets done at all. So I'm open this year. I'm open to learning. I'm open to adjusting. I'm open to restructuring and like rebalancing and all of that. I also have an actual list of things I intend to learn this year, and I will be putting that list up on the Patreon so you guys can have a look, see what my learn list is, see if there's anything that you might be interested in learning with me this year, and so you can kind of track my progress throughout the year and see how I'm doing with all of that and see if I actually make it to the end. The premise of this is that, in my opinion, and in the opinions of a couple of my friends, New Year's resolutions are designed to fail. The whole point is that you want to do something that's kind of a challenge to you, right? But it's a challenge, and a lot of people fail. And so on January 1st, you just start off with a high potential of failure, and that's not great. That doesn't feel good. So I like having one word to be sort of a mantra or a theme that you take with you into life and just kind of keep in the back of your mind. And as long as, you're kind of pushing through on that particular goal, then the year is a success, right? So that's the idea there. Yeah, so just to recap really quick, 2023 was really, really difficult for me, and that kind of affected what got done in 2024, but we're bouncing back, we're coming back. So I have done a whole lot of prep, I've done a whole lot of planning and plotting, I have my new socials, so Blue Sky, Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and Ko-Fi or Coffee. Obviously, keep an eye on my website and my blog. Obviously, my YouTube, like and subscribe. And, turn on the bell so you know when I post. Although, if you're following me on the socials, you will also know when I post because that's news, right? And then my plan moving forward into the rest of this hopefully good year, we'll see, is lots and lots of content that's already drafted, edited, formatted, and scheduled and ready to go for you guys. So yeah, come find me on the socials, come find me on Patreon and Ko-Fi, and drop some comments and say hi. See you in the next one. Bye bye.